The recent Supreme Court ruling on the leadership crisis within the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, has sparked strong reactions across the political space. And one of the most vocal voices so far is the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike. But beyond the headlines, beyond the statements, what does this ruling really mean? Is the PDP truly united now? And what happens next to key figures like Seyi Makinde and Bala Mohammed? Before we break this down, here's the full report. FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has responded to the recent Supreme Court ruling on the leadership dispute within the People's Democratic Party (PDP), stating that his decision has effectively put an end to divisions within the party. Speaking after the judgment, Wike noted that the court upheld the Abuja Convention, which produced Abdulrahman as the party's national chairman, while nullifying the Ibadan Convention that brought in Turaki. According to him, this development confirms that the PDP now has a single recognized leadership and should no longer be seen as a party with factions. He stressed that the ruling underscores the need to respect party guidelines and legal procedures, no matter who is in authority. Wike also addressed the actions of some party members linked to the former opposing group, including Bala Mohammed and Seyi Makinde. He said he is uncertain about their next political direction, particularly amid reports of their involvement in meetings with opposition coalitions outside the PDP framework. He further hinted that the alternative political platforms being exploited by Makinde and Mohammed may also be experiencing internal issues. In his words, "My brother Bala Mohammed and my friend Seyi Makinde, who I hear is now organizing coalition meetings with opposition groups which we are not part of, as we remain the main opposition party. I'm not sure where they are headed." Now, my people, to fully understand why this ruling is such a big deal, we need to go back a bit. The PDP, once Nigeria's dominant political party, has been battling internal divisions for quite some time. At the center of this crisis was a leadership dispute, two conventions, two factions, and two claims to legitimacy. On one side, you had the Abuja Convention, which produced Abdulrahman as national chairman. On the other side, there was the Ibadan Convention, which brought in Turaki. This created confusion within the party. Who was the legitimate leader? Which faction had the legal backing? And as expected, these disagreements didn't stay internal. They spilled into the courts. Now, the Supreme Court has stepped in, and its decision is final. According to the ruling, the Abuja Convention stands as valid. That means Abdulrahman is officially recognized as the PDP's national chairman. At the same time, the Ibadan Convention was nullified. In simple terms, the court has drawn a clear line. There is only one leadership, and any parallel structure has no legal standing. This is significant because it removes ambiguity. At least on paper, the PDP is no longer a divided house. Nyesom Wike wasted no time reacting to these developments. According to him, the ruling has effectively ended all factions within the PDP, and his message is clear. The party must now operate under one leadership, guided by its constitution and legal framework. But Wike didn't stop there. He also made a pointed remark about some key figures within the party, particularly Bala Mohammed and Seyi Makinde. In his words, he said he doesn't know where they are heading politically. Now, that statement might sound casual, but in Nigerian politics, words like that carry weight. Now, let's read between the lines. Wike is not just making an observation, he is sending a message. Reports suggest that Seyi Makinde and Bala Mohammed have been involved in meetings with opposition coalitions outside the PDP structure. From Wike's perspective, this raises a serious question. If the PDP is now united under one leadership, why are prominent members exploring alternatives? Is it a sign of dissatisfaction or a strategic move ahead of future elections? Wike also hinted that these alternative platforms may not be stable themselves. That's another subtle jab. suggesting that leaving the PDP might not necessarily lead to better political ground. So, what does all this mean for the PDP as a party? First of all, the Supreme Court ruling gives the party a legal foundation to rebuild unity. But legal unity does not always translate to political unity. There are still underlying tensions, personal rivalries, and strategic disagreements that won't disappear overnight. Secondly, the party now faces a critical test. Can it bring back those who feel sidelined? Or will begin to see more defections and alignments with other political movements? Thirdly, the PDP's position as the main opposition party is also at stake. Wike emphasized this point strongly. But if key figures begin to drift away, that status could be challenged. Looking ahead, a few scenarios are possible. One, the PDP could genuinely reunite using the Supreme Court ruling as a reset button. Two, internal divisions could continue quietly, eventually leading to new breakaway groups or alliances. Three, figures like Makinde and Bala Mohammed could play a bigger role in shaping alternative coalitions, especially if they believe the PDP no longer aligns with their political goals. Whatever happens, one thing is clear: this is not the end of the story. It's just the beginning of a new phase. Now, beyond the leadership dispute itself, this ruling sends a strong signal about internal party discipline in Nigerian politics. What the court has effectively reinforced is that political parties must respect their own constitutions and due processes when selecting leaders. Any parallel arrangements, emergency conventions, or fast-driven structures that bypass established rules are now much easier to challenge legally. For the PDP specifically, this becomes a warning shot. It means future internal disagreements cannot simply be resolved through political influence or street-level consensus alone. They must align strictly with documented procedures. In a broader sense, it sets a precedent that could affect other major parties as well, making internal compliance not just a political issue, but a legal necessity. At the end of the day, Wike's reaction reflects more than just confidence in a court ruling. It reveals the deeper power dynamics within the PDP. Yes, the Supreme Court has spoken. Yes, there is now one recognized leadership. But politics is not just about legality. It's about loyalty, strategy, and influence. And as we move closer to future elections, these tensions will only become more visible. The big question remains: will the PDP emerge stronger and united, or will this ruling simply expose deeper cracks within the party? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's discuss.
It's just angle.